Hey there, it's Dusty once again with another story for you. This one is Am I the Astronaut for being hurt that my mother-in-law wanted to exclude my daughter from Thanksgiving and Christmas to protect my sister-in-law? What in the family feud is going on here? I am 31 female. I'm married to my husband, Tyler, 32 male, and I gave birth to our first child, a baby girl, almost 3 months ago. I loved Tyler very much, and I always felt grateful that I married into the family I did. I grew up with a single mom, and it was always just the two of us. I love my mother dearly, but I always wished I had a larger family unit with siblings when I was little. My mom passed away from ovarian cancer about 2 years ago, and so now I truly don't have family apart from my in-laws. Time out. Oof. Because they have a 3-month-old that she didn't get to share with her mother as well. Like that stings. By contrast, my husband's parents are happily married and he's one of 4 children. Everyone has always been kind and welcoming to me, and I always have a blast at their holidays and family reunions. The only exception is Tyler's twin sister, Ashley. Since I met her, Ashley has been cool and standoffish towards me, especially compared to her friendly younger brothers and parents. She's never been outright mean to me, but she's also never made much of an effort to ask me questions or get to know me. I know she also has some resentment towards Tyler and sometimes comments on the fact that he's the favorite and that everything comes easy to him. She's jelly. Some of her comments irk me, since I know how hard Tyler has worked for his success and also see that he has struggles he doesn't share with the family since he doesn't like to burden others. I've never said anything about the comments since Tyler accepts it's the way she is and doesn't get too bothered by her. Even though Ashley and I are far from best friends, I've been sad to learn that she's been having a hard time getting pregnant. She and her husband have been trying for around 2 years, and she recently had a miscarriage. I've tried to be mindful of what she's going through and intentionally avoided talking about my pregnancy and now baby around her. I even declined my mother-in-law's offer to throw me a baby shower, since I thought it would be difficult for Ashley with everything going on. With that being said, the entire family has been incredibly excited about my daughter. My husband is the first of his siblings to have a child, and so it's an exciting time and transition for the family. Yesterday, my mother-in-law and father-in-law came to our house for dinner. My mother-in-law said she had something difficult to speak with us about and started talking about what a hard few years it's been for Ashley. My mother-in-law said Ashley is excited for us, but it's painful to see me with an infant when she's wanted to be a mother for so long. She said Ashley is dreading the holidays because she's worried everybody will be focusing on and fussing over the new baby. My mother-in-law said that she was looking forward to spending the holidays with us, especially since it's our daughter's first Thanksgiving and Christmas, but she's trying to think of her daughter's feelings as well. My mother-in-law basically asked if we could either sit out on the family Thanksgiving and Christmas this year or hire a sitter to watch our daughter so all the focus won't be on her. My mother-in-law even floated the idea of my staying home with the baby, and my husband stopping by quickly to say hello. I'm going to go ahead and red flag it right at this moment. There's more to the story, but what the f? Both sis and mom right now are willing to sacrifice a baby's experience and the entire family's experience with the baby because of one person's feelings. And I understand that would be incredibly difficult. I get it. That would be an incredibly difficult thing to have to go through. But if anybody's going to sit out, it should be the person who has the problem, should it not? My husband was livid. He said that Ashley should be the one to stay home if she can't manage her emotions, and my mother-in-law said that Ashley is going through a lot and needs her family right now. My husband said he's not celebrating the holidays with the family unless the baby and I are both included. I started crying, which surprised everybody since I rarely show emotion. I said that I feel terrible for Ashley, but I'm incredibly sad and disappointed that my daughter is being excluded. I explained that I don't have a family now, and my mother's gone, so I really want my child to have a strong bond with her grandparents, uncles, and aunt. My mother-in-law said there will be opportunities in the future for her to bond with the family. I said I don't think I'll feel welcomed in the future now that I know they're so willing to exclude both myself and my daughter. I said it's sad that we're clearly not viewed as an important part of the family since my mother-in-law was so quick to suggest that we both stay home. I said I understand that Ashley is her daughter, and so her loyalty will always be to her first, but also I'm very hurt by the request. My mother-in-law started to backtrack and said that she loves me and her granddaughter very much and that this clearly wasn't the right way to handle the situation. She said she was trying to do the right thing, but she didn't spend enough time thinking everything through. My husband was still fuming and asked his parents to leave even though his mom was crying and begging to work things out. I've gotten several calls from my mother-in-law today. I know I should give her a call and hear what she has to say, but I'm still so hurt. My husband is also upset and does not want to participate in the holidays this year. Maybe I'm being selfish under the circumstances, but I can't believe how easily they could exclude my baby. Am I the astronaut? Top comment here. Spoiler alert, your husband is not, in fact, the favorite. Oof. Ain't that the truth? Good for your husband for standing his ground and stepping up for you and your wee one. Let him take the lead with his family. That's his job, and he seems to be doing it very well. All the best to you and your family. Agreed with this. Agreed, 100%. Grandma, when she came and pitched this idea, you know why she pitched it. We all know why she pitched it. She didn't come up with this idea on her own. This was a pre-conversation pitched by Sis because she didn't want to have to face it. Well, look, I understand in that situation it would be a very, very hard thing to go through, but she has to make a choice. She has to make a choice on if she is going to try to put that aside and have a relationship with this child. What is she just? She's choosing to not have a relationship with her niece because of what happened to her. And again, I understand that's an incredibly painful and terrible thing to go through, but if you start choosing to not live your life and then to impose that on others, you are in the wrong. If you are trying to impose your discomfort on other people, you are in the wrong. As cold as it sounds, it is a you problem. And imposing it on everyone else is not the answer, especially when it means excluding people. Baby's first Christmas with the family. Oh, she's not in that picture. I'm sorry, because Auntie was uncomfortable with her presence because she's been having trouble conceiving. Everybody's okay with that? Everybody on the family? Grandma's okay with that thought? Sis is okay with that thought? Hell no. Katie Thunder, come up and tell me what you think. This just pisses me off. I'm like, what? I would be the husband in the situation. I'd be fuming and I'd be like, F you. We're not coming. I don't care if you backtrack. I don't care if she sits out. Y'all were willing to entertain this bullshit. We're out.
Yep. I agree. 150%. It's such a hard subject. People respond differently to miscarriages. When I had miscarriages, it hurt to be around people who had kids. But it didn't hurt me in the way that it was like something I couldn't have. It just hurt me like in a way that wanted me to, that you realize life is so short, that you realize that this is actually very hard. And it made me want to love them more and be around them more and cherish them more. It did not have this effect on me. And if it did have this effect on me, that is my problem. It is not the whole family's problem. That is a problem for me to solve, like with my husband. It is not my problem that I get to push onto everyone else and restrict children from coming to a family event. Like you said, if I had been told this, if I was OP in this situation and I had been told this, I would not go around that family again. I would never feel welcome in that family again because I know how removable I was. I know how removable my child was, which means that you don't really mean anything to them. I mean, that's what she told you, and you cannot walk that back. Those words came out of her mouth. She made the choice. She said, I'm choosing this over this. I'm choosing my daughter over my grandchild. I'm choosing my daughter over a relationship with my grandchild and my daughter-in-law, and you cannot walk that back, in my opinion. I think she crossed a line, and I think she knows she crossed a line, and I think she knows how ridiculous it sounds when OP said it back to her. That was the moment where mother-in-law was like,
I think once she saw her crying.
Yeah. But again,
so do you think it was something she came up with, or do you think it was something that her daughter pitched to her? That's the vibe that I got.
I mean, there is no other way to say it. A miscarriage sucks. It's brutal. It wreaks havoc on your mind, on your body, on your hormones. Like, it sucks. And I feel for the sister. I really do. But to project that pain onto other people and to make it their problem and to exclude children is not the way. That is so wrong. That is not a healthy way to handle it. And if you enable that in people in your family, you are doing them an injustice. You are doing them a disservice. You are hurting them further because you're not helping them heal from their pain. Like, if they can't be around children, they have to remove themselves from a situation. It's not fair, and it's not right, and it's doing them harm. And that is, again, my personal opinion. But they are the ones that have to remove them from a situation, not tell kids they can't come to a Christmas.
That's the part I don't get. It's like, if you want a baby so bad, how can you be willing to like sacrifice another baby's experiences just because I don't understand that. But I'm sure, there's a lot of emotions that I would not understand that are happening during that time. But still, like the fact that it made it through multiple people and then was pitched to OP, means that people who aren't feeling those things right now
Right.
still process them, and they're like, yeah, this. But she came in and said, I have a difficult thing to discuss with you guys. So she knew it was going to be difficult.
Right.
She just didn't know how shitty she was actually being, or she hoped they wouldn't react and they'd just swallow this pill and move on. Right.
I honestly don't know what the mom thought. But I know, and someone said we want to protect our children, and we do. And sometimes protecting our children, it doesn't look like this. It looks like, hey, I understand that you can't be around her right now. Let me come to you. Let me see if the rest of the family can host this Thanksgiving, and we'll see how you're doing at Christmas. I don't know what that looks like, but it does not look like allowing your child to overtake and push somebody out of the family. That is not helping your child. That is not standing up for your child. That is enabling your child. And that is creating a monster. That's creating someone who says, you're up here because you're my only daughter, while my other 3 sons and their wives, they're removable. They're gone. Whatever. I don't care. That is not helping your child. That is not standing up for your child and fighting for your child. That's just not the right way to handle it. Like, in my opinion, the mom even approaching this and saying these words solidifies that she put her daughter above her sons, in my opinion.
And her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And like, I mean,
above everyone.
Above everyone.
Her feelings are the only ones that matter.
She was willing to rob everyone of that experience for one person.
Because she had these were twins, but she one daughter, one son, and then 2 other sons.
Right.
So this is her only daughter, if I read that correctly.
Yeah. I believe that's correct. I don't know. So punishing the world for your pain is the exact same thing that the douche canoe of the dude whose wife left him and the car seat debacle thing was going on. It's the same thing. He was punishing the world for his pain, and she's doing the same thing. Like, you have to look at the context at some point and be like, does this make sense?
And Katie said she chose the family she created, and husband did the same. But she also has 3 other children that she created, and she did not choose them, because I would love to know what their thoughts are on removing one of their sister-in-laws and their first niece from the family, like making them not show up for the holidays. Like, I would love to know what their thoughts are on this situation, because I can't see them being on board, especially if sister's always been put on a pedestal.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And son jumping in here, OP's hubby, and being like, look, if anybody's going to sit out, it should be her if she's the one who's got the problem. And then mom coming in and saying, she really needs her family right now. I'm like, okay, that tells you everything you need to know.
I agree. I think the mom favored her only daughter above her sons. And I think it's very apparent in this situation. And I think it's very apparent in the way that the daughter treated OP too. Not like having conversations with her, not including her. And then to take this approach.
But she's always been that way with her. Yeah. So like, even before they had a child, she was that way. So it's like she just knew the possibility existed. And I can't remember, I think it was Juliet who mentioned wanting to know what the other in-laws would have said. There are no other in-laws. OP grew up with a single mom who passed 2 years ago. So this is the only family that OP has. And sis is willing to rob her of that too. So wow. Eek.